I'm so excited just to be here, and I'm thrilled with the film that Stephanie created, and I think it's a really important issue. It deserves a lot of attention, and that's really what motivated us to make the movies.
But you take a varied approach to it, and there's one scene in particular I'd like to talk about, whereas I believe they're the Virginia Citizens Defense League, which is one of those names that you almost want to make fun of or make into an acronym. But it's a very interesting scene the way that's played out. And I wanted to know from a director's point of view, how did you guys think about that? Because the interaction, it's not a quick back and forth.
You know, I can take little credit for it. Katie really had a mandate going into this film that we needed to gain a better understanding of both sides of the conversation. And so the NRA wouldn't speak with us, so we started looking for other people that represented gun owners that would speak to us. And we wanted to make sure that we gave them their fair shake, you know, that we did allow them to speak. And I think those conversations played out really organically.
But I think in terms of how it was shot visually, I think that was Stephanie's idea, because I think we wanted this feeling of, I think those empty chairs signified how many people would be lost to gun violence in the course of watching the movie. And I think that...
And let's just stop for a second, talk about that. It's a 2-hour movie, and what is the number of people who will lose their lives because of gun violence in 2 hours?
22 people will be shot while you're watching the film. 8 of those will die.
A staggering number.
And it was important. I wanted to understand the psyche of people who feel so reticent about any kind of gun regulation. I wanted to really get a sense of where they were coming from, because I think we have to at least understand everyone's position to figure out if there is in fact common ground. That group of people actually thinks the NRA is too liberal in many ways, and so that was a very extreme point of view that I think was being conveyed by those individuals in that circle. But it was a point of view that I felt was really critical to the film, because so often we are talking at each other, and just to be able to understand the psyche of some people who feel a certain way, I think is really important.
What do you guys hope that people take away from watching this film?
For me, hope. I hope people walk away feeling hopeful that we could turn the tide on this. I think we were all led to believe that nothing's happened since Newtown, and that the NRA is this foe that can't be defeated. And I think in making the film, there was so much hope. There's so much reason to be hopeful that we could do something about this.
You know, I don't think it's one of those issues where anything will be a panacea. We're not going to completely eliminate gun violence in this country, but I think we should emphasize reducing gun violence. And I think that what I took away is there's so much happening at the grassroots level. If you look at Moms Demand Action and Shannon Watts and what she's done in a relatively short period of time, galvanizing not only mothers but citizens all over the country to say to Kroger and to other places, you know, no, we don't want open carry in some of these places. And you know, when you look at the ballot initiatives, Washington State and what they were able to do, and many other states have followed suit. And so I think that you can get involved and you can start to chip away at some of these things, or, you know, at that gives too much access to too many people to these deadly weapons. And that's what I think, I hope people realize. Someone told me last night when I was talking to him, he's from Texas, he said, Katie, you know, people who don't want anything done are such a tiny minority. I said, then why are they so powerful if you're saying that? He said, because that's all they vote on. Where other people, it's issue 4, 5, or 6 for them. But people have to start really caring about this on election day. And they have to really make this a deciding factor in who the politicians are who are representing us.